Start with the class. Okay, so we have recently seen that India has lost its opportunity in Chabahar port. It is always all in news. We have discussed about it many times in the background also everything. Now, so in this article, that the you know why is India out of Chabahar port? So we know everything now. The thing is, we need to understand Chinese angle. We'll see. Chinese angle is that it has announced the two important project, that is 25 years partnership with worth $400 billion of to build infrastructure and energy resources in Iran. Okay, giving impression that Iran may be relying more and more on Beijing. So China has created such a situation that now Iran has got such a partner wherein they can rely on. India has not proved that it can be a reliable partner to Iran. 100% you can write it in your main answers. Okay. So now thing is, has India lost its opportunity? This is very important point. India's stake in Chabahar port remain very strong, and no matter who builds railway line, Indian trade could still find its way to Afghanistan and Central Asia. See here, are you understanding? Only they have been removed from this railway project. What she is telling is, she is telling that India's stakes in Chabahar port still remains very strong. Okay, so India's monetary losses are minimal, and as it had not invested money, so this is very, this is actually very okay, menial point, but yes, okay, in you can consider it as a logical one, because since we have not lost much money in building anything there, so that means India is not, economical loss is not much. However, there is a worry of reputational damage. Reputational damage has happened. The idea that India gave into United States sanctions, so reputation damage has happened. There is no doubt about it that the reputation has been not damaged. China's growing inroads in Iran could make Indian projects more unviable. This is very important. China's growth into Iran makes India's project unviable. The largest worry is that Chabahar, the enduring symbol of India-Iran relationship, could become collateral damage in larger proxy war between US and China. Okay, so the thing is, in due to the proxy war between US and China, India may be in a loss in Chabahar issue. These are the important points for your mains answers GS paper 2, and non LTD 100%. There is no doubt about it. In 2020 January, they are going to ask this question. 1000% this question is going to appear in your mains paper 2020. I will analyze your mains papers of 2020 or December or January 2021. If it happens, the very next day I will show you this question will definitely come in your mains paper, GS paper 2. Okay, there is no doubt about it. You should start building the content as much as possible for Chabahar port and Iran India relations, Iran, US, China, India, quadrilateral relations. You need to understand. Okay, now coming to your preliminary examination perspective, this European bison or bison is appeared in the news today in your down to earth. So the important thing here is not the news. The important thing here is European bison will be asked in your preliminary examination. So you need to concentrate on European bison. So what is European bison? European bison is also called as Wisnet or Wisent or Wisent. Okay, Wisent or Wisent. So as you can see, the name itself is telling European. So Europe. Okay, so it is found in Europe, and the important thing here is it is a cross breed of the ancestors like steppe bison and aurochs, but it is not important point for your examination. The important point here is this: it is vulnerable. If you see IUCN lists, okay, for IUCN it is vulnerable. This is the important point you should make a notes of. Okay, it is now vulnerable. It was endangered earlier, but now it is vulnerable species. Why? Because it has been hunted. For what reason it is hunted? Because of the horn. Can you see? For this horn, so they are hunted. And very important point you should note down here is it is a national animal for Poland and Belarus. European bison is a national animal for Poland and Belarus. Definitely in your preliminary examination, they will frame the sentence on European bison. Okay. One is IUCN status they'll put, another one is national animal status they'll put. That is very important point. And do you know, I think if you have read the NCERTs, Our students must remember this. Sixth NCERT, I'm giving you clue. Okay, you should tell me that answer that clue. Sixth NCERT, ancient India when we have learnt, there is a mentioning of this. ಎಲ್ಲಿ mention ಮಾಡಿದಾರಪ್ಪ? Where did this European bison ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ವಿ? Let's see how many of you remember my class. Very good, Nivedita. Painting. Okay, France. In France, some school students found a painting which is actually 20,000 years ago. That was painted 20,000 years ago. Very good. It does painting. Yes, cave paintings. In cave paintings, in many European countries, you can find this bison. Very good. Okay, so I'm very happy that you guys remember. Very good, Akash. Very good, Vinod. Okay, you guys remember my lesson. This is how you compare your current affairs with the static syllabus. When you start comparing your current affairs with the static syllabus, that is where you will be having upper hand in civil service examination. Fine. Okay, now coming to this thing. United States India's strategy energy partnership or strategic energy partnership it is. They have made a spelling mistake. So this is recently in 2018 they have established, Donald Trump and Prime Minister Modi has established. Why? To tap the energy relationship between India as well as United States. Okay, to tap the energy relationship between India and United States. The four primary pillars of this cooperation is power and energy efficiency, oil and gas, renewable resources, and sustainable growth. Okay, so these are the important points. Kindly make down these points. Just a second, I'll come back. Kindly make them. Yes. So now coming to the next news. In the second, that is Pradhanmantri Fasal Beam Yojana. Okay, this was there in your news. So I have picked this one. This is a new crop insurance scheme, which we also call it as what? One Nation, One Crop Insurance Scheme. It is actually going with the One Nation, One scheme theme. So it replaces or it amalgamates ಅಂತ ಕರಿಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ replaces ಅಂತ ಕರಿಬಹುದು already existing national agricultural insurance scheme and modified national agricultural insurance scheme. Okay, so already there national agricultural insurance scheme is already there and modified NIS is already there. Now we are replacing it with Fasal Beam Yojana. Okay, now you can see the image clearly. Features they have given before. Cap on the premium rate resulting in low claims. Okay, there is a cap on the premium. Now there is no cap on the premium because the cap has been removed. Now farmers will get claim against the full sum insured without any reduction. Okay, say for example 20 lakh rupees is the insurance, and then if the insurance is 20 lakh rupees, if any crop damage happens, then you will get full 20 lakh rupees without any deduction. Technology will be used intensively. See, this crop insurance scheme, Fasal Beam Yojana, is actually technological based scheme because they will be using drone. Okay, drone and some of the technologies to analyze the soil also, soil health also, as well as drone to analyze whether how much destruction has happened, whether how many areas destruction has happened because of natural disasters. Fine, so that is important thing. And smartphones will also be used to upload the data of the crop. Okay, so and remote sensing to reduce the number of crop cutting experiments. So They're using technology in wholesome. Now the futures, if you see, 2% premium you need to pay for the kharif crops and only 1.5% of the rabi crops. Say for example, 20 lakh rupees means you just need to pay 2% of the premium. Okay. Next, for commercial crops, you need to pay 5% of the premium for annual commercial crops. So one crop one rate scheme, it is no upper limit for the government subsidy. Fine. So government subsidy cannot be the no upper limit. Even if the balance of premium is 90 percentage, it will be borne by the government. See, this is subsidy based insurance program, whereas the premium subsidy will be given by the government itself. Okay, so very low premiums, since because government is paying subsidies for the premium here, very low premium, and full insured amount against crop loss. Full insurance will be getting, and makes agricultural more remunerative. This will increase the obviously farmers' income also, because as per Modi government's promise, they want to double the farmer income by 2022. It will boost to agriculture and farmers' welfare. It will boost the agriculture and farmers' welfare also. As you can see, the agriculture since last 5 years is not doing good. Fine, but anyways, so that is there, and I will share this link with you. Please kindly go through it, because this will be helpful for you in your mains examinations also. Okay. Now next important news is PM Swanidhi, Pradhanmantri Swanidhi, that is street vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi. Okay, so Pradhanmantri Swanidhi, launched by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Definitely they can ask this time in your preliminary examinations. So why this is, what is the purpose of this? To provide affordable loans to street vendors. To provide affordable loans to street vendors. Simple. Because recently, due to corona pandemic, lot of street vendors have went on loss, and to actually benefit these street vendors, honkers, thelewale, okay, and other people who involved in the goods and services related to textiles, artisans, barber shops, everybody has got a loan of without collateral 10,000 rupees loan. Okay, so is been provided to these people. So this is Pradhan Mantri Swanidhi, PM Swanidhi scheme. Okay, now next, this is very important thing. Mobile app Kurma, again for your preliminary examination. Kurma andre ಏನಪ್ಪ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತದಲ್ಲಿ, what do you mean by Kurma in Sanskrit? In Sanskrit, Kurma means what? Can you convert this Kurma into English? Translate this Kurma into English. Turtle, very good. Tortoise or turtle, very good. Fine. So Kurma in the sense ame, tortoise or turtles. Okay. So the collaborative, this is actually a collaborative citizen science initiative, provides database of the turtles. Okay. So this initiative is a citizen science initiative, a mobile based application called Kurma, aimed at turtle conservation. You should understand, turtle conservation is their main aim. It provides users a database to identify species, and also provides location of the nearest rescue center for the turtles. For example, if you are actually, if you have recently found any turtle in the lake, okay, you, if you use this app and if you put it on the turtle, it will tell what species does it belongs to. Second thing is, it will also tell you nearest rescue center, so that you can go and you can give this turtle that you have found to them, so that it can be rescued. Okay, now this is very important data. Tortoise and the freshwater turtles are the most trafficked animal in the country. Okay, so huge trafficking is happening. ನಮ್ ಜನ ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನು ಬಿಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಟರ್ಟಲ್ is also one of the trafficked. Okay, there is no doubt about it. So this is very important point I wanted to tell you. Okay, first of all, the agencies are not, ಯಾಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, because the wildlife crime prevention agencies are not sufficiently equipped. Okay, so that they can distinguish one species from another, or their protection status in accordance with the sites. and Wildlife Protection Act. So they don't have knowledge about how they are protected under the law. So that is why they are failing to save these turtles ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಫೈನ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಇರೋದು ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಕುರ್ಮಾದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಆಪ್ ವಿಚ್ is built to save the turtles. Okay. Agricultural sector needs reforms for sustainability. This is for your GS paper 2. GS paper 2 policies as well as GS paper 3 agricultural part. Okay. So agriculture parting mains again and direct. So this is not for prelims, mains directly it is used. If you see about the agricultural stand, if you see about what is agricultural status in India now, so the yield has increased post 1991. Post liberalization means post 1991. Yield had increased and the third largest producer in the world today. Okay, but adre sector realizes only 50 to 60% of its potential. So still there is remaining 50 to 40 to 50% of potential that is not tapped at. That means agriculture has potential, but it is not tapped. Price realization are affected by APMC Act. Why? Because APMC Act is actually disturbing it. So he is criticizing APMC Act. Recently APMC Act has been amended. Nenpirli now discussion ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. Okay, except for few crops like rice and wheat and few states like Punjab, Haryana, Andhra Pradesh, selling price for the farmer is 15 to 50% below minimum support price. Understand here, farmers are not getting money equivalent to minimum support price. It is below minimum support price. Okay, these are very important points for your mains answers. Country's food processing value addition is less than 10% of the produce, while the most developed economies is 100 to 300%. So food processing industries are in very less. That means they are not in product producing, and food processing value addition is very less than 10%. Whether if you take it to developed countries, it is 100 to 300% they are having from the food processing industries. That is very important. Now, how can be farmer made sustainable occupation? Farming be made sustainable occupation henge, because why all these things are happening? Because it is not a sustainable occupation. It is not an attractive occupation, right? That is why workforce is not attracted towards it. Now because of pandemic, why now we are speaking about agriculture is because of pandemic many people have went to their rural areas, went back to their villages or towns, and they are doing agriculture now. Agriculture employs over 52% of the workforce already. This is pre-corona. Before corona, after corona it has increased now, contributing only 14% of GDP. This is very important data. 52% of the workforce is in agriculture, but only yielding 14% of the GDP. Okay, ಬರೀ 14%, GDP ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀ 14% contribution ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರೋದು agriculture. Fine. So if you ask me, service sector, that is tertiary sector, is having very less employment. I think around 18% of employees are employed in service sector, but I think more or less 30 to 40% of our GDP is contributed by the service sector. Okay, remember this. ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. Fine. Primary sector, tertiary sector, as well as secondary sector, sorry, tertiary sector and primary sector and manufacturing sector. Okay, ಇದು ಮೂರು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ GDP ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ರೇಟ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. Incomes have been stagnant over last decade. Average ನೋಡಿ incomes last 10 years ಅಲ್ಲಿ very stagnant. Okay, less than 60 to 70% of the income their counterparts in the city. Okay, so that is why laborers are moving from rural India to the urban areas. This is very important. Agriculture and food processing GDP contribution has risen close to 20%, with surplus labor needs to be deployed in the manufacturing and food processing. So that is what he is telling. The food processing must be improvised. Okay, how do we ensure adequate remuneration? Hengappa remuneration barbodu for farmers ge? Increasing remuneration via MSP, minimum support price na ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Has drawbacks. Okay, ನೀವು ಬರೀ MSP ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? It has loopholes, because obviously government in MSP ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ government ಅವರಿಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. That is one of the aspect. And another thing is, it could not be enforced beyond 3 states, and it triggered food inflation and macroeconomic instability. MSP ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Obviously food inflation will happen because customers cannot buy it, as well as macroeconomic instability. Okay, so that is why the other ways what he has given is increased price realization for the farmers, so that they get most of the consumer surplus and use technology and supply aggregation platforms for storage, logistics, better price discovery. There is potential to create segments. So that means storage ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಜೊತೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ರಿಯಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ಗೆ. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್, ಇಂಥ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ APMC ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ನಾವು ಗೆಟ್ ರೆಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಫೈನ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಫೈನಲಿ ಸಜೆಷನ್, ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಸಜೆಷನ್, ವೇ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್, ದ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಶುಡ್ ಫಾಲೋ 5 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಜೆಂಡಾ. ದೀಸ್ 5 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಜೆಂಡಾ ಬರ್ದಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ರು ಹಂಗೆ ಎತ್ತಿಟ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್. ಫೋಕಸ್ ಆನ್ ಸಸ್ಟೈನಬಲ್ yield improvements using scientific farming practice, improve agricultural marketing to increase farmers price realization by policies, set up integrated agriculture export mission, okay, to scale up food processing and exports by increasing the value addition from 10 to 50%, promote direct marketing through farmer produce organizations. ಈ 5 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಪ್ರಮೋಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಓದಿದ್ವಿ, ನೆನಪಿರ್ಲಿ. ನಾವು ಮಾರತಳ್ಳಿ ಒಂದು ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತು, ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್, ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಇಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಕಮಿಟಿ, ಒಂದು 8 ಜನದ್ದು. ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ 8 ಜನ ಸೇರ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಮಾರತಳ್ಳಿ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಗೆ, ಮಾರತಳ್ಳಿ ಒಂದು ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಫುಡ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ವೆಜಿಟೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ನ, ಫ್ರೂಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 18 crore rupees ಆಫ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ವರ್ತ್ ಆಫ್ 18 crore rupees ಆಫ್ ದೇರ್ ವೆಜಿಟೇಬಲ್ಸ್, ಫ್ರೂಟ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಫುಡ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ನ ಮಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್, ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಇವನ್ ಗುಡ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. got it. These points are directly important. I'm going to put it in your ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ, ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ. ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ European bison you saw. Okay, so today as it is Sunday, there are not much article. ಇಷ್ಟ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇತ್ತಪ್ಪ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ. Got it. Today's article which was very very important is this. So let us meet on tomorrow, Monday. Let's see what are the important news for tomorrow. But from tomorrow onwards, 9:30 to 10:30 you will be having class. ಯಾವುದು ನಿಮ್ದು ಪಾಲಿಟಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ 9:30 to 10:30. ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ 7:30 to 8:30 ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಎಸ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್. ಎಸ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಶೇರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಲಿಂಕ್ಸ್ right now. I'm sharing the links. Thank you so much. Meet you tomorrow. Bye bye.